All right, welcome. So, you want to learn how to build World of Warcraft add-on. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build World of Warcraft add-on. Pretty simple. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do, there's a little bit of setup. So, you're going to want to uh, set up the console first. So, there's two ways that you can do that. Either for to use the BattleNet launcher, go over to whatever installation of World of Warcraft you want, go into the options, open up the game settings, then you come down to obviously settings, the installation that you want, and you add an additional command line argument. You put in dash console. Once you modify your install, you click done. You can open your World of Warcraft back up, and what you get is when you hit the back tick or the tilde key right beside the one key, you get the console open. That's that's the first thing that you want. The console shows you a bunch of useful information. You use it sometimes, but not all the time. Next, you're gonna want a uh, this is like a extra little plugin that you're gonna want to have. Doesn't actually plug into World of Warcraft. You can put it anywhere on your computer. But what this BLP to PNG converter does is it converts PNG images over to BLP. So there's a few specifications for how to do that. What you're going to want to do, open in a separate window your converter from your image. Then you're going to take your image. You're just going to drag it right on top of your converter. The little window opens, and this new file comes out, which is the exact same as your old file, but it's got a .blp beside it. So there's a few specifications for the file. It can't do any file, it needs to be a PNG. If you open up the properties, you can also see that this PNG is a multiple of 2. The width and the height are both multiples of 2, and they don't need to be the exact same multiple of 2, but they need to be both multiples of 2. That is very, very important. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Uh, as you can see with this file details, it's a square, so it's 400 by 400, the exact same width, but it's not sorry, not a multiple, but it's not a exponent too. So if it's not like 2, 4, 8, 32 going up through the exponents of 2, then it's not going to work. I'll show you. I'll just delete this one. So see, try dragging it over, and you get the window open up, but nothing comes out. So it needs to be formatted properly. That's just a little thing with those BLP files, though. You're going to be able to load them up into your World of Warcraft add-on. Actually, use the texture game. That's pretty cool. Next. I'll show you. I want to show you some VSCode extensions that I have. Obviously, I use VSCode because it's really good. So you're going to be working with the Lua language. So you're going to want Lua debugging. That's pretty useful for just showing you when you're making an error. That. Then you're going to want the wow bundle. So this is going to highlight a lot of stuff that World of Warcraft has its own API and its own functions. It's going to be able to show you which functions are there, and it's going to have, if you start typing stuff out, it might have a couple of suggestion things that you put in, which is kind of useful. So just those, plug them in. That's going to be super simple, helps you out. Next, the last thing you want to do before start building an add-on is you want a few add-ons to show you like your add-on usage. That's the first add-on that you're going to want. It's gonna, you just type in /addon usage and you get this window and it shows you the memory of all of your add-ons. I don't have a lot up right now. You can use a lot more memory than to. Then the other add-on is Bug Grabber. No, it's Bugsack, but it comes with Bug Grabber. This is really important. It's going to hide all of these Lua errors that you usually get pop up. And it's going to put them all in this one bag. So right now, I don't have any bugs, but I did have a bug back in the day. If you have bugs, this will show red. Really useful. What we're doing. All right. Next, we're going to finally start building an add-on. Back up. So, all you need to do to build an add-on, you go into your World of Warcraft folder, go into whichever installation of World of Warcraft you want to use it on. Of course, we're going to use Classic Era because that is that's vanilla. That's the best expansion. Go into your interface, your add-ons, then you're in your add-ons. That's exactly what you want. So we're going to make a new add-on. All you need to do is create a new folder. We're going to name this My Addon. We're going to open that up. Within this add-on, you need one file. That's a TOC file that basically works as the index to your add-on, and it's like the first file that reads out all the other files that. So this one needs to be the exact same name, capitalization and everything, as your folder, and then it needs to be a .toc file. Yes. So I'm gonna open this up with VSCode. Okay. So the first thing that we need in here is the interface number, which tells us which patch of World of Warcraft we're on. Then we need the title, which is going to be the title of your add-on, showing in your add-on list when you open that up in World of Warcraft. So this is something that people are going to see. Just name this My Addon because it's for us. The author does not matter. You can put in anything you want right there. And then the default state. This is whether you want the add-on enabled or disabled on the first download. So usually you want that enabled so that when people download it, it just works properly. But they don't need to do it themselves. Then you're going to have your list. This is like the list of files that your add-on actually uses. So it's going to load all of these in order of your order right here. We're just going to have one file right now. That's going to be the core.lua file. We will make that right here in our My Addon directory. So, new file core .lua for Lua. That's the programming language that we're going to be using to work with build add-on. So we're going to open that file up. And we're going to save this because now we have an add-on. We're going to see what happens if we just reload it. You don't need to completely close World of Warcraft and reopen it. Whenever you reload, your add-ons get completely reloaded. So we should be able to see over here, we have my add-on. Now, I had it already. I made this add-on already, so I had it disabled, but usually it would be automatically enabled. So let's reload the UI, and we get a bug. That bug is because our add-on is empty. So it needs even just at least a comment, and you do a comment with 2 dashes. It should make your text. Even just with a comment, that should fix our error. See, that is the past error, but we now have a green debuggy bag rather than a red bag. Bag was redder. I didn't really point that out, but that's what you're looking for. So now we're going to put a couple of useful things into this first add-on. You're going to probably want to keep this add-on because it's useful for, you'll see. I'll just put this stuff in here. So first, I'm just going to put this in here and then I'll explain it. This is going to be a reload command. It's going to reload your UI by just typing in /rl. The way that we create a slash command is we just put in all caps /_ and then the name that we want to give to this command, then a number. I know that this is really, really weird, and it's a stupid, kind of confusing way to do it, but it really is 3 parts to this whole thing. So this is a name that you can choose. See, it pops up over here again, and then you give it a number, and slash command tells you, or says that this is going to be a slash, and then the slash command that you want to activate in game is what you put at the end here. Okay. If that's a little bit confusing, I understand, but this doesn't really matter too much. This is just the original way to make a slash. So, and it's a very good way to make a slash. Then to access the slash command and attach the reload function to it. This is actually a function over here that World of Warcraft gives us. That's why it's in orange, because of the extension that we downloaded. The way that we access the slash command that we named, attach that function onto it, is we get the slash command list and then the name that we gave it, and we attach the function. So basically, making a slash command, giving it a name, attaching the slash command that we're going to use in-game, and we get the list of commands, get the name that we got, we attach the function that we want, the reload function. So that is a little bit confusing, but hopefully I explained it properly. We're going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to paste this in here. This is going to be for the framestack. I'll explain that in a little bit, but you can see it works pretty much the same, except rather than giving it a World of Warcraft function, we give it our own function. So I'll explain that in future videos. Then, this is also very useful. You're going to want to use this. This little thing goes through our chat windows. Basically, all that it does is it makes it so that we can use our arrow key properly, like a programmer, rather than the way that the game works. So when we're moving through chat windows, we can move through like up and down as well with our arrow key, which is really cool. Some of the chat windows it matters for, like the console. And that's basically all that you're going to want for that. So if you save it, Control S, VSCode, save it. You can type /rl. Oh, well, it's not going to work right now. We're going to have to reload it normally so that it is in there. We have no bugs. And then we can use some of these slash commands. /rl is going to reload for us. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Next up, we're going to look at the frame stack, which is one of the things that we sort of set up. You don't have to set it up for a slash command, but I like to because I use the frame stack a lot. So we set up this /fs frame stack slash command, and what that's going to do is it's going to show us every UI frame that we hover over and the frame that it's on. So it's going to highlight the background of it. It's going to also give us a little tooltip. It's going to show us a bunch of information about all the layers of the frames that it's not too important right now, but it kind of gives you a little bit of insight into how this functions, or how frames are layered in World of Warcraft. Everything's attached to a frame above it. There's the whole there. That's the UI parent. Everything is attached to this frame. Everything after this, you can see in the little thing that it's attached to it, the world frame. All right. If we hit Control while we're hovering over a frame, it gives us this really nice little interface thing. I bet none of you have ever seen it if you haven't built add-ons before, but it's really cool how this is in World of Warcraft. You get this frame. It's going to show you all the frames that are attached to the frame that you opened. It's going to let you show and hide the frame. I don't know if we're on. We picked this. Should be able to show and hide, yeah. So frames that you create, you're able to just show and hide them. This little button, you're also able to highlight. Really nice. This button up here lets you go to the parent of the object. Oh yeah, you can hide like that. Lets you go to the parent of the object, and then these buttons in here let you go back and forwards like a browser history. Right. Next, we're gonna turn that off. You can also, rather than setting up the whole slash command and everything, if you don't have that, you can just go /framestack. That'll do the exact same thing. You can turn that on and off really. It's really nice for when you're debugging. Okay, next we're gonna open up the etrace. So you just type in /etrace, and this is your event log. You can see stuff pastes out whenever I move the cursor, whenever I click down, whenever cast myself a spell. Basically, whenever anything goes off with your client or with the server, that like a spell goes off or an event goes off, something like a world buff would be a perfect example of an event. But everything, there's tons and tons of events. They're like little signal flags that just click off whenever something happens. You can attach functions onto these signals so that whenever signal goes off, function happens. So let's say whenever I cast my buff demon skin on myself, I attach a function that prints out in chat casting demon skin. And that would be a really easy example of attaching a function to an event. This event log is very, very, very useful. I wish I knew about it earlier. That's going to be pretty close to it for setting things up. Setting things up, it takes a little while. There's a couple of pieces to it, but hopefully I put all of those in this video. Hopefully this is a really good resource for getting that stuff done. Last, or like second last, I want to show you a couple of macros that I have. So this is a really useful macro. Just having it, it'll show you the interface number for the patch that you need to put into your add-on in the first line of that TOC, so that if you have this little command right here, /run print, I'll put it in the comments. If you have this little command here, you can always get the interface number for your add-on. So that changes with every patch. Then there's etrace, framestack. I like to have these just so that I can click them. The framestack, the etrace, I can just click them and they open up. It's really easy, simple, really. Put some Z's in front of them so that they're at the end of my macro list. But that's all. Okay. Last, very, very important, are a couple of resources that you need. So first is going to be, Wowpedia. So this website, open it all up, roll it all in so you can see this. This website is going to give you the Lua API, which is kind of useful if you need to go through it, but really, I'll show you. This is going to give you the World of Warcraft API. So I forgot, they changed the World of Warcraft Classic API to be the exact same as the retail API. That's important. I knew that, but it's important now. It makes things simpler for this video for sure. So we're gonna use getClassInfo. We're gonna put that right into this add-on, into our little print right here. So getClassInfo, and then just little parentheses. I don't think we need a number. It gives us an index. See that right here. But I think if we just leave it, save it, go back to our World of Warcraft game, it should just print it out for our class, Warlock. I'm gonna put a little 1 in there. Hopefully that works. Yep, but it didn't give us for the Warlock, it gave us for the first class in the game, which is the Warrior. So you can see how, if you just go over here to Wowpedia, you can get any function that you want for the World of Warcraft API. There's tons of them. A lot easier to filter through by this side list, this little table. Show you all of your class stuff, your collection stuff. This isn't just for Classic, this is for retail as well. It gives you all these functions that you can in your add-ons. Next, smaller resource is for looking up items and stuff like that. It's going to be Wowhead. Like this website, be very useful. Smaller website. If you need to go through the game files, if you ever find a reason to do that, have wow.tools. Pretty useful. And then this is an even smaller little thing that's not really for thing. This is just a nice tool. Alright, this is a nice little tool that just shows you all these little nodes. It'll show you like pretty much anything that's in the game that you can imagine put as a little location. Just a little useful thing in there. And very last thing, is if you don't have a backtick or a command key, I found that for opening the console in World of Warcraft, you can set everything up with console flag, same that we did, the two different ways that we did, and then you can slash run set console key, and pick a key to put in, and then that should work just fine. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you learned a little bit. Follow my social media, give this video a like. Thank you, and I hope there's hopefully going to be a couple more videos in the series to teach you guys how to build your own World of Warcraft add-on. Take care.